Hey, in this video, I will introduce you to the technology I use in the modern workplace. I'll show you the mic setup, the PC setup, how I speak and hear, how I record information, and in addition to that, I'll also show you all the products that I bought on Amazon. So right now I'm going to introduce you to my PC, my website, etc. Hey, my name is Brian, and welcome to my professional coding YouTube. So I have some technology upgrade suggestions for you that will improve your work environment. So for example, here is my coding website, which has an Excel coding book on it for free that I wrote, in addition to many articles. I also have a coding YouTube with supporting tutorials. So obviously, here is my mic. I'll show the stats on a little bit, but obviously, setting up a mic is very important in the modern workplace. So this mic is connected to my Behringer UMC 202, which I'll show you the stats for as well. But first off, here are the settings that I have and how it's plugged in. It's plugged in with my XLR cable, which I'll show the stats for as well. And it's obviously plugged in. Let me show the backside real quickly. It's plugged in like so, with just this one plug in the back. And it goes right into my PC tower. So I have an Alienware R11. I'm a huge fan of this PC tower. It's connected to my 2720, 27-inch, 240 hertz, 1 millisecond response time monitors, which are very great and very fast-paced. So I have 32 gigabytes of RAM in my PC tower, which is great for multiple processing at the same time. But that's not all. In addition to having a great desk setup and a clean work environment, I have other tools at my disposal. So for example, I have the Bose Soundbar 700 right there, which lets me hear who I'm speaking with. I have the Electro Voice 320 with a shock mount for easy adjusting and speaking wherever I am. It's a 192K hertz mic, which is very sensitive, and I could adjust the settings for it very easily in the sound settings, which I'll show you in a little bit, in addition to showing you how to record your screen. I also have the Staples OptiFlow pen, which is great for writing. I'm a huge fan of that pen, simple and cheap. I have the Bose noise canceling 700 headphones. Here's the mic I own. I connect it to the next image and the next image, and it's very good. I'll show the settings as well later. So I connect the mic to this thing using the next image's cable. I used this cable to connect the prior two images together, as I showed in the video prior. These are the speakers I connect to my PC. They're very good, very loud. Here is the light up keyboard that I use on my PC. It's very good, mechanical. These are my over-ear headphones. They're pretty good for speaking as well and hearing. What's cool about these headphones is the iPhone has an app for it. You can rub your finger up the outer shell upwards to increase or decrease the volume, or rub it forward to skip a song. And it has noise cancellation levels of 0, 5, and 10. So it's very good for canceling out noise in your background. I like to use a PC such as this, NVIDIA 2080 Super or later, with at least 32 gigabytes of RAM because that has the most capacity. I connect this with the Dolby Digital cables provided with the Alienware 2720 monitor, which I'll show next, which has 240 Hz 1 millisecond response time, which is very fast. This is as compared to the 4K monitors, which are only at 144 Hz. They have better video picture quality, however, they're not as fast and responsive. So it's a trade-off. Obviously, they'll be upgrading 4K monitors to 240 Hz soon, but yeah. I use two of these monitors at work. They're very good and 27 inches each. They have 240 hertz and 1 millisecond response time, and they're very stable, and they have a lot of room for your webcam on the top. So they're very easy to adjust and heighten up and down and adjust on your desk. So very maneuverable and sturdy. Welcome to the program OBS Studio that I use to record. I also compress Alt-Z, and since my computer has NVIDIA GeForce 2080 Super, I could also record with the GeForce Experience if I chose to. But I prefer OBS Studio, so I can do 4K recording at 2160p in the YouTube settings under the gear. So essentially, my audio input, I go to properties here, I set it to my microphone, UMC 202 HD 192K. I could also do NVIDIA Broadcast, which is a different software which has noise cancellation in the background for like air conditioning or background noises. I have my audio output capture set to default, but you could set it to NVIDIA Broadcast as well. NVIDIA Broadcast is a free program that connects to your mic and to your webcam and to your desktop audio. And lastly, if you go, you select start recording, that's basically how you can start recording. If you go to settings over here, you go to output and you could actually save your recordings to an external hard drive, for example. I have an 8 terabyte hard drive, external hard drive that I use, and essentially over here, if I press properties, yeah, it has 8 terabytes. So I have a lot of free space, not on my local computer. But that's just what I use to record. Obviously, I can right click, I can add a video capture device such as my webcam to this if I wanted to. And yeah, that's kind of what I use to record. So besides OBS Studio, obviously, another thing that worth mentioning is in Windows 11, you could go over, you could right click down here and select sound settings, which brings you here. So while I'm at work, what I like to do is I'll select my mic, for example, and I'll select this as my speakers, typically. However, let me switch this back real quick since I'm talking. And essentially, if you select on your mic and you go to the settings, you could actually, obviously 2 channels is both ears. So the mic that I show you has a 2-ear setup, and 192 kHz is more sensitive mic. It picks up more sensitive noises and it's louder. Obviously, I like to set the mic quality up so that you can make out what I'm saying. Yeah, I mean, speaking and hearing is very important. Obviously, I'm using my Bose Soundbar 700, and while you're speaking, if you get like a noise gate, for example, that will limit the max and minimum volume acceptable on your mic. So at speaking level, because you just want to be speaking at the end of the day. So yeah, I guess that's basically it. I don't really have much to say. Check out book and enjoy the technology. It's all very useful and it saves me a lot of time and helps me present myself.